chain on my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this, for real. I'm not pressed with making lists, for real. I stay low and stack my chips, for real. You keep looking for a flip, for real. That's not wealth, that's rich, for real. 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 Really real. Really real. Really real. Really real. For real. For real. For real. For real. No liens on the whip, for real. I get bored, I take a trip, for real. Take a loss, I never trip, for real. Been in shock, I'm not a lick, for real. Don't trust the soul, it's on my hip, for real. Make a move and you get hit, for real. No pictures by the crib, for real. Can't let them know just where I live, for real. 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 Really real. Really real. Really real. Really real. For real. For real. For real. For real. Plain Jane on my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this, for real. Tryna run it all. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down now. Check. No drip this. Wet. Tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it all. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down now. Check. No drip this. Wet. Tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check. No drip this, wet. Tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it all. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check. No drip this, wet. Tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it all. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself there getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check. No drip this, wet. Tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it all. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check. No drip this, wet. Tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it all.
Little trade another day.
And you know what? If it doesn't happen, and for some reason the charts change,
Little trade another day.
and tomorrow I'm the biggest bear out there, so be it.
You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day. Live to make another play. You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day. Live little make another play.
Little trade another day. Little trade another day. Little make another play.
Win some, you lose some.
But you little trade another day. Little make another play.
Scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some.
But you little trade another day. Little make another
Is
play.
it the bottom yet? I'm trying to buy out every.
Good morning all. Yes sir, yes sir. See all systems go. New schedule, 9:30 a.m. Feels good. I prefer this schedule. I expect a lot of people to ask today, sir, why are you early today? I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. We need to have AI chatbot to reply to that. That would be ideal, wouldn't it? Would be ideal. Would be ideal. What's this guy sending me? And asking when is daylight saving? Yes. Sorry, I just got message from someone. Someone is people not used to my time now. I need to block off my time. London went forward by 1 hour. They did. All right, let's get into it. You guys in Europe, it's all the same time. Doesn't change. All right, 31st today. Daylight saving was yesterday. We have Euro all day preliminary. Normally they give us a time of this. Let's refresh financial juice. We should be able to get a time here. We should be able to get a time. There it is. 16. So not till 4 o'clock. Not till 4 o'clock. So we're pretty okay. We're okay on that front. And yeah, let's just have a look at the news. What else we have? Manufacturing PF, that's not going to affect us. Otherwise clean. So pretty clean day overall here. If we're going to look at price action here, we'll see about timing volume times, because volume times are going to reset. We should expect volume an hour earlier now. So we want to see if markets have adjusted. So far they're looking okay. Asian has done business. Daily time frame, let's start weekly here. So weekly time frame here, closing with a long rejection wick towards the upside, and yeah, long rejection wick towards the upside. Pretty much normal here to see these type of weekly candles at a resistance, right? It's just kind of rejecting that resistance. If we're looking at daily time frame, daily sitting at daily support here. So daily is bearish. 4 hour time frame is bearish. It is bearish session, but at a daily support. Not the best place to sell. Tough place to sell actually, being at daily support. Especially 1, 2, 3, 4 back-to-back bearish candles and above key level at the moment. I don't want to sell into this daily support. Below it, yes, there is options below it, especially starting to get below these supports here. Oof, right back into daily support, probably not. Counter trend, not for a while as well. So let's start to mark some of this stuff here. We don't actually have too much to mark here. Put it like that. This is 1 hour support here. Boom. I don't think we need to mark this one. Let's see. because it's not clean. Maybe there's a wick fill opportunity. 15. And yeah, we need more price action in here. We need more price action in here to see what we can do. I'm not too keen on selling too fast here, especially at daily support. So a lot of people get messed up here. Very rough zone to be selling at. Very rough zone to be selling at. So we want to see more price action form in here to see how we can take sells. Not the biggest range even to sell from here to here. It could work, but again, we have that daily support sitting there. That's why I want to see more price action. If we can pop up and then form resistance, we can take sells down. Once we get below this 15, it's pretty straightforward. But we're going to just see how price forms. Maybe back below key level can give us options here. Now, gold is interesting because gold is in breakout territory yet again. Let's bring our key levels. We're at 15 key level right now. And next key level is 20 there. Let's go to 20. And then this we don't really need. We can mark this 15 resistance, I guess. But breakout territory, I would like to see a close above 15. Pretty damn simple. I don't think I need to do... Oops. What happened here? Webinar recordings all coming. Don't know how that came. Where did that come from? Could just close that, I guess. Boom. Yeah, close above 15. Let's see. Weekly, I don't need to show you. It's bullish. Bullish. We fill this gap at least. Daily, I don't need to showing. Do you see how it magically appeared? I'm wondering if I dragged it from somewhere. I'll see. I have my tab saved. But daily time frame as well. Bullish, of course. 4-hour time frame. Bullish, of course. Everything bullish. Right? So as we can see everything bullish, then bullish bias today. Not trying to call any tops yet. And then yeah, that's what I'm looking for here. That's what I'm looking for. Clean buys above 15 would be the plan here. Just gonna look at DAX. Just need to answer one more message here, and then I'm gonna do that. Just 1 second, guys. I just need to attend to this. Right. Weekly time frame here on DAX. Interesting weekly close, right? Interesting weekly close here. How we have basically no top wick. We need to cross check that on broker, of course. DAX, go to weekly time frame. I have top wick on broker, so that is not going to be a problem for us overall. But we are bearish nevertheless on a weekly close. We're not breaking structure, but we're closing below this structure here. If we're looking at daily time frame, daily starting to go into this support zone. If DAX wants to create a higher time frame range, okay, this is where it's going to be prime buying zones here. Huge opportunity is going to be above this zone here. So we need to see what ends up happening. I want to just see gold here. Apparently did it close above 15 here? Where's my thing? Not yet, not yet. Okay, so we get back to this. And daily time frame, like I said, coming very close towards the daily support. We need to put that in right there. So this is going to be a prime buying zone if we actually create support. Now there is some bearish pressure we've been having because of tariffs and the effect on the automobile industry, and obviously every export industry to America is obviously going to be a problem there. Right now we're sitting at close to this support. We are below it, but we didn't close anything below it. We do have clean range back down, so we could get the last squeeze of the sells, right? The last squeeze of the sells is definitely possible, just to squeeze out everything. Make this a little bit lower. I bet 15 is going to be lower. There's 15. I want to see 5 as well, actually, just interested while we're here. Because if this thing starts dumping, we have 5 here. We're going to put that as a box. Just as a box. Perfect. Okay. So we have some zones from here to here on 15, kind of makes sense. Not on a 5 though. 15 hasn't had pullbacks for a while. Would love a pullback first. Selling below this 5, we do have big range here. We do have big range. We do have big range. See what the range is looking like. From the 5 is 47, just from the 5. So to be honest, I'm bearish today, looking for sells. Pullback for sells would make sense as well. That's something I'm going to consider. We haven't reached, like retesting 4-hour support would make sense for me as well. Or selling below the lows here is also going to make sense for me as well. And yeah, overall, I think it's very straightforward, to be honest, with bias. We just, like today, at least we're not sitting at daily support, but once we reach daily support, sells are going to be hard till we get below. From here, we can reject. We've seen a lot of rejections from here in the past. It is possible, but hey, when we're scalping, you know, we can keep safe because structure will protect us, etc., etc. There is a slightly increased risk selling at these low areas because it's obviously more lower in the market than usual, but I don't think, you know, it will stop us from taking an option here. So we're going to see how price action forms, follow it through, and then take it from there. So that's the analysis for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the analysis. Let's see what we have in store for us. And yeah, yes sir, appreciate everyone showing up. You're early today. The times have changed. We are in summertime now, so clocks have changed. London Open is in 1 hour, so that's how it is. So if you guys enjoyed the analysis, you know, let's get it. Let's get it. Leave a like on the stream. 260 of us in here. I know not that many because people just don't simply know. They're not used to the time change, which is mind-boggling. Like, can you imagine you're a trader and you're not aware of this? I get it, but it's like such an important factor, especially when we're trading in volume times. Like, it makes the most massive difference. You know? So yeah. Let's get it. Leave a like on the stream. Let's get it up to 100 likes and then don't need to ask. We showing up on time? Yeah, whoever here is on point. You know? I mean, it's not rocket science to even turn on your notifications when I go live. I can sort that all out for you. Go close above 15. We want above 15 key level difference here. We can look for 5 closes, but I really want to see the 1 hour then close above. You know, this type of doji 1 hour candle closes are very, very rough. Can't remember the last daylight savings setup started coming after like a time didn't change at least for a week. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's like that. Yeah, sometimes it's a bit rough, but that normally happens when we have the discrepancy between US time. You know, I see that also affect the US time discrepancy. Alright, off stream, will you be looking to swing trade DAX? It's a possibility. The only thing I don't like is the amount of uncertainty with tariffs and stuff. DAX can easily start dumping if these tariffs start to really get pushed hard on it, you know? So trying to swing it towards the upside, fundamentally, yeah, it does make sense, but there are threats, you know? I think session perspective, there's a lot more, you know? By swap, yeah, the swaps, they definitely, you do have to pay for that. So even here, really tough with this type of push here we're getting right now early. Remember, it's the first day of daylight saving times. I don't know what time volume is gonna come. Again, it's 9:53. It is very early for volume to come, even if we're gonna stick on the old time, you know? So I just need to grab an analysis. I'm not really buying into key levels. They're very important here on price. Hey Harry, last time I turned into stream, I just had started trading. It's been over a year since then, and I've passed 3 funded and been profitable for 5 months. This shit changed my life. Oh, that's amazing, man. Thanks for sharing that with us. And yeah, I'd like to reiterate, you mentioned a year. So respect for you staying consistent, and that's true, man. You know, it takes time. Good thing takes time. Buy gold. Yes, buy gold for now. It's going. So we need to take note of what time this came. It's a shame that, you know, we couldn't get something like a 1 minute entry or something, you know. Honestly, I would have said minimum 5 minute close above here, especially so close to the 1 hour. I just don't see myself going hyper aggressive on something like this, especially with the new volume times. It's just something that I probably, if I was gonna plan it, I would have taken it, right? Because we could have bought straight into key level and whoop, game over. The only thing that still we need data at all-time high here about is this: when a wick taps key level, can you fill that wick? Not always, not always. End of month as well. Yes, it's the last day of the month as well. So happy with the month though. So, you know, I can't complain. Look at the rejection. So you're streaming 1 hour earlier? Yeah, because the clocks changed by 1 hour. For the guys in Europe, it's the same time. They don't have any difference right now. How long will the timings change for? Till winter time. Till winter time. Also, Eid Mubarak to everyone who celebrates. Eid was yesterday here, but I know for everyone in India and stuff like that, it is Eid today. Take profit already? What did you try? You tried the buy here. Gold, what did you buy at? 14. Yeah, the only problem, it is good, but that key level can bite you long term. You just want to be careful, you know. Those key levels, they bite. Can you please do analysis for Nasdaq, please? A lot of people asking me Nasdaq. So we will look at Nasdaq because it's highly being requested here. So let's have a look at Nasdaq dump here. We start off all the way on monthly time frame to show monthly here, breaking monthly support here. Obviously retracing from the highs. As we retrace from the highs, pushing down, have a lot of space on weekly here to see some more downside. Now we might get some daily pullbacks pretty soon, just for some relief, right? We could see some relief, especially down here. If 4 hours start to create some signs, you can see very extended, definitely, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, well, you know, 11 candles back to back. I don't even need to count. So at least back up to fill this gap, I would expect. And then maybe a little bit retracements before further continuing down. Further continuing down into targets probably around 18,806, you know, unless any fundamentals change. But for now, it's not looking like that. So a little bit of a bounce from here would not be out of the question here, especially after the heavy Friday we had. Consolidation for a while is going to make sense. After we have such a heavy day, we can consolidate until New York and then, you know, see a little bounce once we start to leave the ranges. After that, come back, start to see more downside. If price is just absolutely bearish, then look for structure below the range. Clean and simple. Structure below the range. See if DAX is coming towards our zone. 1 hour candle is closing around now. So this is the 1 hour close. Let's see what we have in terms of 5 minute. We tapped the 5 minute structure here. 15 minute close below. Beautiful top wick at the moment. It's exactly what we want to see. I wonder if re-break of its own low is going to be valid here. But look at the reaction of the 5. See what type of risk to reward we're working with here. 29 points. Nice liquidity grab. I've wanted to base this. We have the 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 15. We have 5 minute structure. Yes, it closed at 5 minute support, but I'm basing it on higher time frame. Ideally, we get a close below the 5 minute support, but this would have to close bullish, and then the next one would have to close below. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this DAX. Have it ready to see if I make a decision on the flip here. Not flip, but re-break of its own low. Let's see how this forms here. I quite like the way this is flipped. I'm gonna give it a shot when it re-breaks its low, but a little bit of a gap between that. Stop will be above the current candle high. That will be the plan here. On broker, there's another 50-minute a bit lower. As long as we're not at it, it will still work. About to trigger me. Right, I got triggered on that. Let's see what happens. Quite some volume here. You can see it popping up and down. We've been getting average 20 points. Nice push already. See if we can get some extra volume. No top wick on this candle on my broker. Open the gap up though. Sometimes those gap ups a lot of volume here. Trying to see what it's retracing off here. Very fast for me to manage. I didn't see a reason to manage. But I'm trying to see what it's retracing off here. I want to see this re-break its own low. That's what we need. Beautiful. I'm gonna put a management stop now above these highs here, 9 points, so reduce stops quite a bit. And I'm gonna be mental break even around here as well. I don't see a reason to need to lose this full trade here at the moment with the way it's pushing. $20 points is what we've been seeing before retrace. That's our 20 points. Look at that, 20 points already. So based on 20 points is what we've been seeing. This can entitle me here to go break even as well, because we've been seeing that 20 points then retrace. That 20 points has been key every time. I didn't move fast enough to break even here. I kind of gave it a chance. Let's see if I can survive this. Out BE. Alright, I took -9 here. -9 I took. I tried to hold it a little bit, but that 20 points, guys, I think I was a bit greedy. Out BE, out BE. Yeah, BE is good. I personally took -9. BE was good here, but 20 points. Every single time DAX has done -20. Every single time, 20, 20, 20, 20. It can't push below 20 points. Every single time. I know I should have moved break even, but I was mental. I was just mental break even to see if we can get a little retrace. Lost basically nothing there, man. Nothing. Most of you guys got up break even, but that's, we should have closed at 20 points. Like, because it's every single time 20 points. Isn't it crazy? Every time we've seen 20 points. It can't push past 20 points these days. That's been the exact number. Look at the last two trades. Look at this. 20 points, 20 points. This trade as well pushed 20 points and reversed. This was 20 points here, reversed. Crazy. Crazy. Crashes our RR with the 20 points. Yeah, you don't know what to do at that point, you know? You don't know whether to, like, keep holding, because it doesn't say any reason to close here, right? It's just we know 20 points has been lacking volume to push past, right? Close at 20 points in profit. It makes sense based on what we've seen, but technically it has no reason. Especially after today we had structure. Yeah, 15 doesn't look good. We've had a lot of bullish move here. Exactly 20 points. You have to close right at 20 points tip. Right at 20 points tip. That's the key with that one. Interesting. Yeah, I think I was a bit lazy to move break even here. I really trusted it because this really didn't scare me, but I really thought it would tap this and flip. So I let it to tap it, but I didn't have enough time. So I chose to manage, but when I have so much profits for the month, I don't mind. I mean, risking 0.2% ain't gonna do shit for me. So 0.2% loss there. So overall, nothing crazy. Still entry options to be found. But that's because I managed. I would have gone break even if I wanted to preserve, but I wanted to give it a little bit of room here. I wanted to give it a little bit of room. So gave it a 9-point buffer, a 9-point buffer. But we'll count it as a loss because it is. But that's purposely done. End my win streak. I should have done it to protect the win streak though. I should have done it to protect the win streak. But then I'm just chasing numbers. And that's not always the best habit to do, is to chase numbers. I really advise against chasing numbers. 11 and 10 or 3. Does the daylight shift make Frankfurt? Yes, of course, 1 hour earlier now. But depends where you are. If you don't have daylight shift, then doesn't change it. So most of you got our break even. I like the break even there. Makes total sense, but you know, I'm trying to give it a little bit more of a chance. That's what I was trying to plan here. Look at gold. Gold is absolutely rocketing. We should have just took gold 5-minute close above. That would have been nice. Look at that perfect structure retest. Actually, that's a beautiful trade there. That's a simple trade. Wow. 60 pips. DAX might go lower. Yeah, it has so much room, DAX. It has so much room. We have so much room in DAX. It's just, we need a 15-minute pullback ideally here, which we finally have. So this next candle can do it. Steven took it. Yeah, that's valid, man. That's definitely valid. Set up 1 on 5 after 15-minute confirmation. Exactly, exactly. Perfect. Like to see someone took it. It's too busy in DAX. What's GJ doing? I think GJ is really tough, yeah. Wow, look at DAX retrace. I'm happy with the way. I think, look, if I was not being greedy today, like I really thought that we could get extra push for 10 points more, but that 20 point has been so particular. I think on another day when it's beginning of the month and I'm being a little bit more conservative, not conservative, but trying to generate P&L, I would probably have closed break even for sure there, but it just rejected nothing, man. Let's go and actually see if there was actually something it rejected, even on a 1 minute, just to see. Or is that 20 points just becoming a magical number, 20 points? So we're very clean here. Even behind the LTA is clean. Even 1 minute, man. This is a big gap. 1 minute's clean here. So just that 20 point number. That's crazy how accurate that 20 point is. And it's not like it's 20, it's exactly 20 points. See? Oops, wrong one. That's 1 minute time frame. 25 from here, but considering spread and all of that. Yeah. German C's like to be exact. I know. I probably would have gone break even, to be honest, here in an ideal world. But I really like the 1 minute structure below my entry. For 9 points, I think it's worth it. And this is the difference between someone who needs to flex stats versus someone who gives their trade breathing room, because that really doesn't affect my P&L. Yeah, it's something, you know, giving back something, but for the opportunity, nothing, man. Like, and that's real trading, you know, especially when I can manage like that. My original stop was 30 points. I close at 9. It's like a massive difference. And if you just held the full position here, you would have been out for a loss, full loss. How do I measure the amounts of points? You take this number here, that's the points here on the left. That's the number here on the left, 19.1. Still on gold. Gold is basically pushed, man. It's gonna be a riskier trade. You know, 15 structure, yeah, that would be different with 15. But with the momentum we have, we kind of want it to continue. With the momentum we have now, definitely can make sense, but it's just a little bit late. This was the trade here, this one here, this 5 minute. Very simple. 1 hour close, 30-minute close you had as well. Then you just need something above key level. Price did a perfect retracement from key level. 5 closed above key level, done. Even with safe stops below the actual structure, 50 pips here, you have at least 32 here, and it did it in a couple of 1 minute candles. It's great, actually. Great push. We do need this 15-minute structure. If this can flip and start to close below, it gets interesting again. So this is not a bad thing, actually. It can give me a re-entry. Passed your funded? Let's go, man. Congrats, congrats. Yeah, this is good. This could give us options. Keep in mind, London Open is only in 40 minutes from now, 11 o'clock. Times have changed. Don't know what DJ really wants to do here, man. $3,200 gold end of week. It's possible with this amount of volume, but I rather take it day by day. We're bouncing from key level to key level. I wonder if setup 2 would work here on a 5. Aggressive. Same trade as this to push through it. I might try some aggressive trading today. Risk like half, I don't know. Half on that. Make something. We're gonna see. What's the Euro news about? It's preliminary. I can't even say it. Gambling day. It's not gambling day. It's just setup 2 and 5. Just going more aggressive because we have the 15 minutes. So my idea would take setup 2 and 5 for the 15 to flip. But this 5 has to close good bullish. Even last 5 minutes, yeah, because last minute it can flip. It would look sick. You get this 30 minute then closing strong. You're in from down here. Next 30 minute fills the wick, continue. Instead of needing to buy all the way up here, right? So otherwise you're looking to buy somewhere in here. Where can I find more info about different setups? You have access to WAP. So if you log in to wap.com with the same email you used to sign up, there's like so many videos. If you just want to see diagrams, I'll show you in a minute diagrams, but I want to show you WAP just so you see it. So I can guide you through that. This is how it looks. This is all of the content you get. So the setups are going to be in the setup videos, the setups, and then you have setup 4, setup 5, setup 6, all separate. It's all there. But also in the group, if you just want diagrams, I want you to see this here in resources. Go to resources, you'll see some diagrams in that. You'll see some diagrams. I want to see what you guys are planning on GJ. That's what I'm interested in. Yeah, that made sense at the time. Notch at the time, yeah, but we dumped straight through that zone. I think goal plans will all be correct here. Yeah. Want to see them. Just interested in GJ plans. Sells from up there. At the time, yeah, below daily. But you know, by the time we get below daily, it's too much. Choppy zone. Below this, yeah. By the time we get there, maybe it's too late. That's the only problem, right? 120. It'll be valid. I'd like to see key level be marked. Key level. Structure below 15. Yep. Perfect. Yeah, generally good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. So 5 obviously didn't close bullish here, which I saw. So that invalidates that idea I was looking for. So it's not even going to be a question now. Now high chance 15 closes bearish. So then we'd be looking for 50-minute structure. Let's see what DAX has been doing. Ooh, wow. DAX made a very deep retracement here now. We definitely have enough liquidity to continue down. So if it can start to form that, you know, it's retested the whole zone. I'm happy we did what we did. 20 points, man. It's been 20 points. See if this starts to create the upside momentum here. We have 30-minute close here. You actually kind of want 30 minutes to close above key level. Would definitely help. You know, long rejection wicks typically not a good sign, but with volume at all-time high, they can be filled. So you just need to let lower time frame build that kind of wick fill confirmation, which would be either 15-minute candle closing bullish here to fill that, or you're going to see it on 5 start to develop. Man, no one knows it's daylight saving time shift. No one knows. We have about like half of our stream viewers, a little bit more than half. Harry, I'm having conflict when it comes to taking a trade and leaving the charts when I win or lose or BE and still keep looking, sometimes giving back profits, increasing drawdown. What do you recommend? Call your trading time. Right after your trading time, go and have something scheduled. Either meal prep, go to gym, go for a walk. Like, just put something at that time. You know? Put something at that time. See the 15-minute candle you're talking about. It is interesting, 15-minute candle for sure. For this trade, where you put your SL, the previous 5 minutes or the whole 5-minute structure, on which trade? German CPI today? Yes, at 4 o'clock though. There's no entry though yet. The 5-minute close bearish. There's no entry though. Right? You need a confirmation. Your 15-minute is about to close bearish here as well. It would have closed bearish. Right? So now you're buying a bearish candle. 5-minute as well. It's the previous one. You would have put it just below the 5 in that case, actually. Just below the 5. But this is very situational to all-time high. Huh? Don't think about that in general use. Don't think about that in general use. I think I need to put take a look at UC, what, USD CAD? Is that what you mean? USD CHF, what you're interested in USD CHF. It's not a pair I trade, but I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Best way to learn. Send me your thoughts and I'm going to tell you if you're right or if I agree. You're not necessarily wrong. Is USD CHF. Gonna think about, and then I'm gonna see your analysis and then compare. I don't like the way this pair moves, very choppy. Slowly reapproaching on GJ that daily support. Very slowly but surely. Gold retracing. DAX pushing down. Blasting through all levels here. So DAX gonna be very hard to enter. But there's no way you survive this. Even if you run stop loss, I mean, you have to run an absolute absurd stop loss to survive this. You have to run like a 80-point stop loss. It would just never make sense to do so. So the way we manage is the best, you know. When did you start stream? Did you start an hour early? Yes, we repeated many times daylight savings, right? Daylight savings. It was here. We were repeating yesterday as well. Not yesterday, last week. All week I was telling you guys about daylight saving, daylight saving, daylight saving. It's here in Forex Factory as well, daylight saving. Everything shifts. If your time zone doesn't shift, then everything's 1 hour earlier now because of daylight saving. Remember, we had US daylight saving, so Europe had its daylight saving now. So right now in UK, it will be about 7:30 right now in UK, 7:30. Big retracement here, right? FOMO entries, people, you know, there'll be a lot of people here trying to a lot of people trying to sell these lows here, thinking that they can get lucky with momentum. Always slaps you, man. Just always slaps you. But the time you watch it happen, it will work. But the time you try it, it doesn't work. Need to put a scrolling ticker for a week, at least on your stream, daylight saving. Yeah, I think I need to put something like that. For now, I've pinned the message daylight saving. But you're right, I probably need to put something like that. The good thing is, retracements is what we want, because now closes below here are going to give us opportunity to daily support. At this point, daily support, I would be surprised for it not to be tapped since we're so close. So that we could have the last push to the daily support. Could buy at 24. I think that's sniper close, right? 24. Yeah, pretty good close, to be honest. 24. Not a bad close at all. Pretty hard to catch this retracement, right? You know, pops up, looks very bullish, and then last minute close. So you can't really do much unless you just, you know, hovering up here. This has been ASP. Had BE as a easy option, but chose not to. DAX touched this level on the 4 hour at times now. Let's see the 4 hour. Which level did we tap on the 4 hour? It's clean on this. Let me see on broker. Maybe it looks different. And broker, it's weird. It has some gaps. Four-hour on broker is not looking the best here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, CR7. We have 7. 7 candles, no pullbacks. So definitely closing in towards a risky zone. So we want to be aggressive, more aggressive than I was last time. This is your 4-hour. Yeah. We might want to just give one last push towards that 4-hour support. Can we try gold sells? I wouldn't want to sell gold today, man. For me personally, I'm not selling gold. If you want to be a seller of gold, do it at your own risk. There's just too much upside. Like any downside today, I look at opportunity rather than looking at to sell gold. It's just very hard to sell gold. You know, I think there's so much opportunity. Like just look, ask yourself this question. If you took a buy, any buy in this rally, how much harder was it to call tops? Like it's much easier to call bottoms here than calling tops. Like any sell would have been cooked, you know, eventually, but a buy, you would be safe. And also notice every pullback was eaten up at some point. So until we see proper changes of structure, that's not going to change. It might happen right then, but you know, it wouldn't be the best idea to sell gold in my opinion. I'm waiting for the ORB strategy. I wait for 815, set the highs and lows of that range, and then wait to see if break of structure. Your thoughts on that? It doesn't always work based off highs and lows. It would work more on Asian session range, which is called pre-session range, rather than open range. Depends what you define your open range, but your 815 candle open range, meaning you're using the pre-session open range. You're not using the Asian open range. I personally prefer to use an Asian open range rather than pre-session. S2s would be an option here if this can close bearish, next one close bullish. 15-minute setup 2. Tough call. If this 15 on gold closes at above key level and 5 would have an S5, makes sense to try get back to those highs. Yes, it does. Most likely you're going to get an S2 though. At this point, 3 minutes is a lot to ask for this to flip, but you never know. If it did, would make sense. His exclusive group open tomorrow. How much did you lose on the DAX trade? Exactly. Let's see. 211. Is it suitable to use the S2 after this heavy drop? I thought S5 will be better. It will be an S5 on 5 minute as well. If you look at S5 example number 2 in the resources tab, you will see there is one like this. Yeah, compared to my 4-figure risk, you know, 1,000 plus, losing 200 is not going to affect much. Giving it the opportunity. Like I said, I made a choice to hold the management instead of go break even. Definitely optional break even based on ASP. It's pretty cool how it keeps respecting that 20 pips, 20 points. You know, but I had it, you know, I thought the 1 minute structure would hold, to be honest. Obviously didn't, but I already accounted for that. So for me, those type of losses are really nothing. Because if you remember on Friday, we had the same scenario, got stopped at break even, but it actually ended up playing out afterwards. Like it still went for its second shot. It just retested 1 minute structure. So I thought that now I have 1 minute structure below my entry, it can do it, you know. I got in trouble with my wife regarding trading last week. She hit because she keeps hearing we should take Asian bottoms during a call. That's unlucky, man. How high do you think gold can go before a major correction? No one can call the top. People were calling the top at 2,500 if you remember. 2,500 was a big top. People then called the top at 3,000. We're 1,000 pips above 3,000 now. You know? Is it okay you can't cut the loss all the time? Yeah, of course. But, you know, in that type of position that we took when I'm up 20 points in profit, I definitely don't want to take a full loss there. I'm only 10 points from full TP. 10 points from full TP doesn't make sense for me to take a full loss there. Based on what we saw about 20 points being the average recently, it's not something in the past. I mean, you can see the actually average win for DAX is a lot bigger than 20 points. It's like, I think average, if you average DAX, it would be higher than 30 points. Like we have 32, 50, yeah. I'd love to see if we can average win. This is return based on percentage. I would love to see based on points. I'd have to find a formula how to do that based on points. Would you recommend to use setup 6 during Asian? I recommend don't use setup 6. Setup 6 is a backup setup. We only use it if setup 1 is not presenting itself. It's a backup setup. You add all the points and divide it? Yes, but I'm not going to do it manually. I need to do it in the formula. I mean, how... I want to put, can we do DAX? How can we do... I don't know how to do Excel formulas. I give up. I'd want to do on custom to calculate all equal to DAX. ChatGPT is really good with it. We can use ChatGPT. Let's see. Let's see. Let's try this. We need D9 to D 220. Doesn't work. Man, screw formulas. We know the average. Average is freaking 30, probably something, you know. I could probably get it though. One more try. One more try. B9 to B, let's try B226, and then we have D9 to D226, D226. Boom! 12. That can't be right. But we got it though. We figured it out. But the formula worked. You have some minus values? Yeah, that's why. It's counting minus values. But the formula worked. Come on, bro. Legendary. Do you trade or invest in stocks? Do you think Nvidia has lost its steam now? You know, it's a lot of AI hype, right? That Nvidia had in itself. Lots of AI hype. So that obviously is going to affect price. Yeah, DAX looks like it's going to consolidate now. Hi, I'm new in your channel. You're doing a great job. Keep going and inspire other people. Thank you. I appreciate that. See, gold looks like it's trying to create support here from the retest zone. We're going to see this 50-minute candle close here in 7 minutes. 7 minutes we're gonna see. Harry, according to one of your latest video, GJ is bearish but currently showing patterns of wanting to counter trend. Can we look for that or wait for sells to present themselves? Even counter trend in this scenario is going to be tough, right? Because counter trend in this scenario, we don't have ranges to trade. So whenever you counter trend something, you need ranges, right? So if we're looking at what's happening here, we have resistances here. To counter trend from here to here is too early in my opinion. It can work, but 4-hour time frame is not telling you this is a reversal zone, right? There's nothing here indicating we need to reverse. It's only daily that's saying that story. So ideally, you just wait for bias to change in 2 hours and a 4-hour bullish candle. You buy during NY session. Gold S2, we need to be fast with London Open volume comes in. Not really, no. London Open can just give a nice trade. Just need to break even at the 30 resistance, which is also key level. Does DAX open 1 hour early as well? Everything changes, everything. How many losses and wins do you allow per day? I'm normally a one and done guy, but in terms of losses, I don't take more than 2 losses. If I take 2 losses in a row in a day, then that's it. I called the day. Make sure to leave a like on the stream, guys, so that people know we're live, because the algorithm doesn't push it out. People don't know we're starting early. They think we've just started stream. Ends trying to stir shit. Did this make a bottom wick first? Oh, so what? Did it make a bottom wick first? Yeah, it did. If this was mixed bias, that would be a valid trade. 1 hour on gold needs to close bullish. Let's see how the 1 hour is looking here. 57, 3 minutes. Ooh, that looks very scary though, even if it does close bullish. Yeah, that doesn't look the best. Kind of looking like a... What do they call this in traditional? shooting star candle. In price action, right? What does this show you in price action? Buying pressure got sold off, and we have, you see, it's just showing you how much buying pressure got sold off, and we don't have equal liquidity buying pressure from the bottom. So it's kind of showing you a reversal, because even if the next candle looks something like this, even if the next candle pops up, makes a top wick, but ends up flipping, right? It will just look something like that. And what do we have? We end up having kind of rounding top like this. See the weakness. So we need lower time frame to create good structure, good confirmation. Also, today is the last day of the quarter as well. Setup 3 on 30, not really the best. Actually, it's not going to be bad if we close like this. But it's a setup 3 heavy wick fill, so we need the wick fill anyways. So it's all dependent on this 1 hour, to be honest. Everything is up to the 1 hour to see if it's going to be a problem or not. Nice 30 close. We need bottom wick for sure. I want something above key level because it's key level. 1 hour is the only sketchy time frame here. $70 pip stop loss for the wick, 50 pip stop loss for the lows to go break of the, so it's negative risk to reward to the highs here. If you just take break of its own high, 50 pips for 46 pips, but we need a deeper bottom wick if we're gonna run stop loss not below the wick, because it's just gonna be here. Easy retest zone, this easy retest zone. Eid Mubarak. Yes, Eid Mubarak to you guys who are celebrating. Hard situation. Yeah, but a hard situation, to make it an easy situation, you do nothing. That's always the best way. Whenever you're in a hard situation, you don't know what to do, just don't do anything. Learn. I mean, it's not a hard situation, it's just it's a confusing situation. Because I want to take it running the big stops, but the big stops don't make sense for me. These ones here. We can still take the setup 3. Plus we're at key level now, we're starting to slowly react at key level. I don't know which one I want to take. Deeper bottom wick. If this makes a deep bottom wick, it's super easy. Rebreak of its own high. If we can get at least like a 20 pip bottom wick, it's very easy. Without that, it's actually tough. For me, it makes sense. Which one makes sense? The setup 2 or taking the 30-minute setup 3? This would be the setup 3 triggered. Anyone take that? Pushing for good for the guys who took it. But just be careful with this type of zones here. I'd say hard BE, no questions asked, is going to be at the resistance. Starts retracing. Be careful. What size wick we got here? 5. Oh, I like the 1 minute close above key level. That was also nice. This is gonna fly now, bro. 10 pip bottom wick was enough for me. It wasn't 10 pip, it was 5 pip bottom wick. 10 pip would have been nice. 10 pip would have been good. 10 pip would have been around here. That would have been great. $60 pip stop loss is the earliest stop loss you can run in this position. So your TP is up here. Your TP is all the way up here. But realistically, you should be taking TP at the highs here if it rejects, because that's the resistance. That is the resistance. This one right here. Yeah, I think gold is very forgiving with this momentum. BE, yeah, I agree with BE. I don't think it makes sense to lose this. I mean, you still have some way to go, but how much you're in? 30 points. You still are halfway to TP. Just need some heavy volume. You'll get to TP. What's the plan on DAX? DAX ranging, man. Just leave DAX for now. It's just stuck in a range. Never trade DAX in a range like this. Let it get out. I mean, you could attempt to sell below here once it closes, but you need a very good close because daily support is lurking. It's a very tough place to sell. The best sell was the one we took this morning, but I just wish it would have pushed. That would have been easy. Because now, from the sells here was already tight, and now we're moving down to here, making it tighter. Can get rejection in this range, just gonna eat your money up. Eat your money up in this range. So you need this to leave the range. Even below the range here, you want perfect close because of how tight we're selling at really shitty market positioning. I recommend you watch the map. This is gonna really clear things up for you. Market position. Where would have gold entry been here? Yeah. Yeah, with no 1 minute structure, I think I would be BE here myself, but to be safer. But the only other way is you manage it the same way we manage on DAX, because you have no 1 minute structure. So price can go down all the way back to 20 here and make 1 minute structure. If you get lucky, it will make 1 minute structure right where we are right now, which it looks like it is, which is very lucky. Oh, maybe it won't. We'll see. That will give you a sweet spot here. Yeah, that's lucky. That's great. Yeah, that's what you want to see. Because now if it starts to break this, it might want a deeper retracement or a deeper liquidity grab. retesting it is fine, but you know, your entry is all the way down here with entries down here, you know. Good day. I came in late. Were there any trades taken? Yes, took DAX sells. So position took DAX sells. The big stop loss kind of makes sense, bro, because the target is also big. Yeah, but are you comfortable to hold heavy pullbacks is the question with such a big stop loss, you know? Because for me, I really rather be in and out at all-time high and catch momentum. When I'm trading all-time high, I love to just trade momentum. I don't want to trade if, buts, and maybes, you know? Is there days that nipple wick is enough for you? Many days. Most of the time it is. But in this position, I only wanted bigger wick to get smaller stop loss. Because the wick is creating liquidity, right? Like I would have been out break even. Because if it created a bigger wick, we would have the chance for this to actually give a push. You know? Because it didn't grab liquidity, you know? The one thing I do not understand is based on bias bullish momentum, why did you choose DAX over gold? Gold gave setup 1, setup 2 both worked due to high momentum. Setup 2 didn't work. Setup 1 didn't work. Setup 1 was at key level, so it broke my plan. So it didn't. It didn't. The actual only trade that worked was a 5-minute close here, but I was in DAX at that time. I was focusing on DAX. The setup 2 did not work. Setup 2, you'd be out. Had a close below on DAX. Yeah, it's gone though. It's gone. There's not really no close below, brother. This is a straight melt. Straight melt. Straight through. Unless you FOMO trade, you know, just selling lows. But I really don't like to sell lows like this. So the only trade that was valid on gold, the setup 1 was not valid because it's at key level. That just breaks my plan. I don't trade at key levels. This was valid, this one here, but at the time I was in DAX and I wasn't looking at this. Might have been already out of DAX, but I wasn't looking at this. It was already gone. And this setup 2 is not a valid setup 2 with a stop loss. It's not a valid setup 2. It didn't play out. It's the same as DAX, right? Because this, your stop loss here is 64 pips. Price push 50 only. So it's the same as DAX. You're still 10 pips away from TP. And now what? You're back at break even. So exact same scenario as DAX here. 10 pips away from break even. Plus you're at key level again. And if you took the setup 3 with more confirmation, then you would have only got 37 pips. And the smallest stop loss you can run on the setup 3 is below here, which is 59. So you got 37 for 59. Again, negative. You know, so it's the same situation as DAX because we had a 30 pip stop and DAX gave 20 pips. So you would have had the same profit on gold as you would have had on DAX. The only trade that actually gave a return that was good was this close above here because this gave a decent push. This pushed about 71 pips. Your stop loss here was 37. So that was great. So anytime in here, you could have got an easy 1-to-1. Actually, it gave a 1-to-2, but I don't think you'd hold that. You could have. You know? So it's the same P&L. Right? It's the exact same P&L. I like your explanations. They make sense and save us money. Yeah, I mean, people will feel like, oh, I missed out on gold. But when you actually do the math and realize DAX, we had a 30 pip stop loss today. Okay. Price pushed to 22 pips. If you close, so it was slightly negative risk reward. No reason to close. DAX, if you take perfect entry today on the setup 2, right? Perfect entry, and you close directly at the wick, you get 51 pips. But your stop loss here is 61 or 62. So it's the same, minus 10 pips. So your P&L would have been the same. Right? So you would have still not been able, you know, it would be the same as just closing DAX at 22 pips. You would have been paid the same. So in that case, just close DAX at the 22 pips. Like I said, the only setup, but I was not present for that one, was this one here. This one was great. And also keep in mind, DAX has pushed heavy since the not DAX, but gold pushed heavy since the morning. You're catching the remains. Since the morning, we had 370 pip push. It's a lot. When is London open? London opened at 15 minutes ago. 15 minutes ago, London opened. Alright, for tight LTA like today in DAX, I've noticed lower time frame 5 minutes, 15 minute setups get risky, many small pullbacks. But on 1 hour setups, price always reach daily 4 hour target. Yes, but your 1 hour stop loss is going to be very big. And it won't make sense then for the daily target, right? So let's take the 1 hour setup here. Say you took this 1 hour close below, your stop loss here is 80 pips, but your daily target is 49 pips. Again, the same problem. You see? So you only take 1 hour setups if it makes sense. Remember, you're in this to get paid. You're not here to... This is a big mistake people make, is that they start losing more than they win. And then if you take a win here, 50 points, but then you lose 80, you're not going to be profitable long term. Especially, and I'm speaking to guys, I'm speaking to guys who are a little bit, you know, gonna have mistakes in their journey. If you're gonna do that, you need to be a perfect trader. You need to be a perfect trader. No mistakes that are gonna allow you that even if you take a loss that is bigger than your win, you can still remain profitable. But you need to be choosing better trades that have range. Not only that, it doesn't matter about that. What matters is actually the important fact that probabilities reduce when when your stop loss is bigger than the target. It's just how it works. You'll find that price will rarely reach your target, or your trade will lose more when your stop loss is bigger than your target. It's just how it works. I've noticed that so many times. Could you check US 30? Yeah, but I don't trade US 30 during London. You know? I wouldn't recommend US 30 during London. Same analysis as NAS actually. Cheers, Joe. Same analysis as NAS. Exact same analysis as NAS. Big bearish daily candle. We have space towards daily support. Weekly is just below that weekly support. Watch the weekly support. Heavy Friday. We could range. I wish you guys had the recording of the weekly webinar. This would have explained everything about the big move down and then the range after. This weekly webinar was very good weekly webinar. Had a 1 hour plus backtesting session on US 30. US 30. But those who showed up got it. Make the effort. Get the reward. Guys, where do you know where London session starts? London session started 70. Well, I started trading London session an hour plus ago, and London Open was 17 minutes ago. Today's target for gold is 31.35 according to Trading Central. Don't know where this number came from. Yeah, I don't like to go off public information. I just think trading range to range is better. Focusing on what price action says. Be nice to hit 35. I'm thinking one more aggressive trade for the day here. 5 minute close above key level. Try to repeat this exact same setup here. Repeat it here. This is my thinking so far. Repeat this setup here. is risky because we're higher. That's the only reason why, because we're higher than this one. Looks like it does want to close above here. Maybe not. We will see. This is why we wait for closures, so we get ultimate confirmation. No bottom wick on your broker? I have a good bottom wick on my broker. Looks like this one. I see. But it's not looking like it's closing above though. We'll wait one more 5-minute candle. Wick fill would be the idea, yes. We get to the wick fill, see if we can break it. If not, you know, get out break even. Nipple on a gap. Weird. What broker though? What broker? Oh, FTMO. Okay. FTMO feed is like that, no? That's a nice setup 10. UK trap beat. Yeah, I swing my arm in a figure of 8. GJ can close below in 9 minutes as well. We open up the range, I think. No, we have some supports here. Double support here. Why don't you use it on a funded account? What made you stop? I never went down the funded route, because back when I started funded accounts, I wouldn't pass a funded account because you had to make 10% in 1 month. If you didn't make 10% in 1 month, you failed. Now these days you don't have time limits. And back then I wasn't, in my mind, I didn't want to full margin it. I thought to myself, if I'm risking $500 for a, let's say, 100k account, I rather just do that of my personal account and focus on building good skills. And eventually that started paying me. So I said, why go through the hassle of needing to pass a phase 1, a phase 2, then get the account if I can make the same money as what I would pay for it, just risking my own money. Yes, it was kind of just a traditional way. Also back then, funded accounts were nowhere as near as popular as what they are now. Man, nowhere as near. So it's just how it is. But now I'm looking into them again just to diversify portfolio and leverage off capital, especially if they pay out. But the way I would pass it is a little bit different, as I'm not really trying to prove a skill, just looking to acquire funding. Bro, is the bird sound in the music or something else? No, I have a tree here. I have a tree next to where I live. So, it is sound from the tree, birds in the tree. I have a lot of trees around where I live. I like it, especially in a city like Dubai, you know? By different, what do you mean? In which context? Talk about trees or about funding? Funded trees? Do you have nice birds? Mostly parrots, actually. Mostly parrots. And I don't know the name of it. I call them regular bird. Passing funded challenge, you said you'd do it differently? Yes. Because I would just go and run high risk in the idea just to get through phase 1 as quick as possible. And treat it as like one trade. Not the best way. I wouldn't, most people shouldn't. Colibri, sparrow, it's not a sparrow, it's just a normal brown bird. I don't know what they're called. Like the most regular brown bird you find. Let me try find it for you. Those who are bird watchers. Oh, now it's really singing. Oh, it's right here, the bird I was talking about. That's so weird. I literally, maybe it sees the bird on my screen. These ones, that's the one making noise now, this one. These are very common. Yeah, I saw gold close at, it's called an Indian miner. Interesting, interesting. Well, if we had a setup now, we could call it the bird setup. Want to see the exact close price of my broker? For me, it is below. Below. 25. Yeah, that's below. And we can see the reaction of it being below. We can see the reaction of it being below. They mimic other bird calls. Yeah. Indian. It was just yet left now. What else we got? Let's see. There's 2 parrots there right now. There's 2 parrots. I see 2 parrots chilling. Yeah, quite a few parrots here. It's nice, you know. Wildlife is good. YouTube chat frozen? I'll fix it for you guys. My knight in shining, King Harry, a mod request from you, please. You want to be a mod? You have to prove yourself to be a mod. You have to prove yourself to be a mod. Be active and all of this stuff. Because when you're a mod, you have power. Ban people, ban messages, remove them from the channel. On DAX, this daily close bullish and next one below daily support. Is that valid? You mean for sells? Yeah, it would be valid, yeah. Even if this daily closes below daily support today is interesting close. Needing to pay is crazy. They're capping, bro. They're capping. You're not in a building? No, I don't like buildings. I don't like them. That's the wrong saying, but Feels wide. I'm funded trader for top 1 trader. They introduced a new rule that if a trade is less than 5 minutes, they ignore that trade. In our strategy, it's becoming difficult. Very easy solution. Do not close 100% of the trade. Close 90%, leave 10%, or even close 95% of the trade at TP. Leave the rest running for 5 minutes. Even if it goes in a bit of drawdown, doesn't matter. Easy solution. Very easy solution. But yeah, that's a rubbish rule, and they're just doing that to make people fail. But there's a solution to that. Bro's thinking outside the box? Yeah, there's always a solution, guys. Winter thought of this? Easy, man. Super fast solution. He's thinking the Italian way? Ah, here we go. Toot his own horn. Think the Italian way. Wait, now we see the German. No, he's thinking the German way. As long as they look for the overall trade, time and proportion is closed. Yeah. Hopefully, yeah, exactly. Hopefully they don't have, I mean, then they'll start implementing that. After recovering from 8% drawdown and risking about 0.6%, I have no motivation. That should definitely motivate you, that you return from 8% drawdown. I don't know why that doesn't motivate you. It's probably because it's a long journey. And it's normal to feel tired about things. It's normal to feel bored. You shouldn't show up to the market every day wanting to trade. You know, but at the end of the day, this is a task, and when something is difficult, you're more than likely not wanting to do it. Right now, if you had to do a tedious task, like go and, I don't know, dig a hole in the ground by, I don't know, 3 meters down, 5 meters wide. Maybe the first day you'll say, okay, I do it. The next day you say, okay, I do it. The third day you're like, yeah, I'm not really enjoying digging a hole every day. The fourth day, I want to do a different job. I need to make different money. The fifth day, now take that into months and years. And then what you end up doing, you end up finding to enjoy the process because of the outcome. The outcome you had out of that is you had a result. Imagine you didn't have a result. A lot of people are going to come into this game, and it's going to be, you have to normalize doing that amount of work, but not even getting a result out of that. You will not see progression like you. At least you've recovered 8% drawdown. There has been amazing progression. Imagine that was 8% profit. Also risking 0.6 is nothing. You know, that's even harder to do that, risking 0.6. So for a lot of people, it's going to be like that, but you're not going to see results. And those results are going to just start to accumulate. Not results, but that hard work is going to start to accumulate and accumulate and accumulate and accumulate until what? Until you finally start to see things start to progress. And if you're not chasing to get better every single day, and you're not chasing to make a change, things will not change. Simple as that. You'll be stuck in the same place, wondering why this doesn't work. I watched your video on trading psychology yesterday. Really good. Oh, I appreciate that. How do you know where key levels on gold? $5. $5 levels. Are we looking to get into gold soon? Depends if it wants to close above. At the moment, it's rejecting that 25. There's no buys till above 25 at this point right now. Can we still sell DAX with the way it's moving? Probably not. You need a setup. Let's go see further levels below the daily support. So we have a level here on 1 hour, which we need to mark. Let's bring this one from up here down to here. Let's see how 30-minute is looking. A little bit lower here on 30-minute as well. $15 is same. So you have these levels here. So let's see how these levels look. So they're pretty tight, right? You see how tight it's becoming? You're not really clean until below the 30, or if we can sell to the 30. This is the 40th account washed after making it grow 1k to 10k. Yes, because you don't have risk management. You're going to wash your accounts if you don't manage risk, because you keep trying to flip. Just imagine, instead of you keep trying to flip, you slowly grew everything. Harry, first profitable month after 7 months, it was like 5% to 0 to 3. Your mentorship has helped me get better learning price action. Looking forward to next month. Let's go, man. New quarter next month. Happy to hear that. All right, guys, price is ranging here. We have new session time. So we've been on stream actually for 2 hours because of daylight savings. So this is typically now late session actually. I know it still feels early because we're used to the old time, but this is actually in terms of price action and volume time analysis. This is a little bit later now. This is around normally an hour later. We see gold pulling back. Gold we have planned. I'm actually excited for gold in NY. Last day of the quarter, you can see a lot of orders come in. We might even see a sell-off happen a little bit later, especially if gold can create a resistance. There could be a sell-off, or we could just have a big burst of buys. NY session also 1 hour earlier. If you remember, NY session already adjusted 1 hour earlier, right? NY session already adjusted 1 hour earlier. What did you change to become profitable? I've been trading for 6 months and not yet profitable. Keep losing after a big win. I don't know what your exact issue is, but it's going to be following a plan that actually works, following a system, and then developing on that system. So the first thing is, do you follow a system that works? Meaning, do you follow someone maybe like me that is showing their system on a daily basis, showing you step by step? That's going to be very important, and then building upon from that. If you don't even have a core plan, it's just going to be a mess. So that's the basics there. Obviously gets into more detail, but gave a shot on DAX, break even for most. I decided to move my stop loss to 9 points to give it some room. Happy with that. I think this 20-point number has not changed. So even tomorrow, if I'm selling or buying DAX, whatever the trade opportunity there is for tomorrow, right? I am not going to look. I'm not going to look for 20 points. I'm going hard break even probably. You know, we'll see. We'll see how it looks. But, you know, definitely 20 points, my eyebrows are going to be raised because that's been the number. Harry, no CS stream? Yes, I need to stream CS for you guys. I should stream CS for you guys. I know. But actually on CS, I'm in a losing streak, guys. It's been really annoying. It's been very annoying. Every game, carry, but just no hope. Stream CS right now? No, I'm busy right now. I wish, but I'm busy right now. Can't stream CS right now. Maybe sometime this week. You know? Maybe sometime this week. You have a team on CS? No, I solo queue. Go at it solo. It's actually D-ranked me because of that bullshit. So now I'm 1 rank less, but that's okay. Now we can carry on lower levels. You know? But yeah, anyways, boys, take care, and ladies, take care. Hopefully catch you guys on next stream. Take care, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. All right, peace. Cheers, cheers.